Let's go. Best half in quite some time. If I would have told you before the game began that LSU would put up more yards in this game than they did the entire game against McNeese State, are you kidding me? So obviously a lot to get to today. And once again, big shout out to Noel and big shout out to Jared already super chatting to the channel. I really appreciate you guys. Something else that's really cool. Actually, I'm going to show you something at the end of this half or at the end of this show here, right before we get to the beginning of the first half. I've got to shout out two of our loyal PHL viewers that are actually in Tiger Stadium rocking the merch. So look, this is the basic comment that we were making all last week. You know, we did a whole video on this very thing that Jack Bech doesn't need to leave the field at all. And I said I would be very disappointed if he didn't get at least 80 to 90% of the snap share. And it's looking pretty good up to this point. Also, I don't think anyone would have predicted what Deion Smith did in the first half. But honestly, you know, two major takeaways is, number one, your pass protection gets better when your quarterback plays faster. And Max is playing faster. There were a few clunky moments there from Jake Peets and DJ Mangus as far as getting the play calls in, but the tempo was a lot better. Okay, let's go. Carvis, you're right. This is Cliff live in Death Valley right now. You got to absolutely love it, baby. And number one, I just want to get this out right now. Go Tigers. It feels so freaking good to actually have a confident stream, baby. And look, you guys are looking at this right now. This is Roger in Tiger Stadium with PHL merch, and this is Cliff in Tiger Stadium with PHL merch. You got to absolutely love that, man. Thank you so much, and we appreciate your super chat. So obviously, this is also the next big thing here. King Ulysses is right on the money. Max is not bailing in the pocket. Good footwork as well, and finally letting that ball rip. Like we were sharing all throughout last week. Max, look, you notice the players that are really playing well tonight. Joseph Evans is having a big game. Max Johnson is having a big game. Both of these guys were guys that were pressured into potentially being benched, right? They heard it all last week, and those two had really good halves. Those two are probably the guys that improved the most based on their games prior. Now, once again, Aaron, thank you for your super chat. This was obviously very, very generous of you to do this. This is also very key to point out. Once again, I always give you the good, right? And that was an absolutely dominant performance. But you guys come here because, you know, I try my best to be as objective as I possibly can, other than the fact that I'm so freaking excited that we have over 300 yards of offense. We have more yards than we had all last week. Anyway, it does suck to see Andre Anthony go out. That sucks. He's obviously played a lot of snaps. He's obviously a little bit older. And yes, BJ Ojolari is balling out, but Andre Anthony has been 3 for 3. As in, he has been dominant week after week after week. I don't think any other defensive lineman other than Mason Smith can really say that they've been dominant in each and every game. So the bottom line is that sucks. And then Major Burns obviously blowing that coverage. Jordan Rogers said that it was probably Major Burns on that play. Once again, we don't know the play calls. It was probably Major Burns on that play. I don't know. I don't know what the call is. Anyway, outside of that, though, this was just as dominant as you could possibly get. TDP is straight north and south. Corey Kiner gives you more shiftiness. I'd only put TDP in if we are on short yardage. You know what? I got to agree with you, Max. And I'm not sure if he is actually a good short yardage back just based on our sample that we've seen already. Yeah, I think Corey Kiner's better. Also, if you go back to look at Kayshon Boutte's jet sweep touchdown, you know what? If you actually watch the film on that play, it was actually Josh Williams who had the very key block for that jet sweep touchdown to work. Also, if once again, in the post-game chat, I'll share the link with you. For those that don't know, if you want a chat room to be a part of during the actual game, you guys know how much fun the chat room can get during the actual game. So for those that don't know, you can be a part of the chat for our post-game show, which will obviously go pretty late into the night. So go on ahead. That's your link right there. This is the LSU team I've been wanting to see. Absolutely. Let's go to Trey's super chat here. I voted offense because they look the most improved. Defense is rocking though. Let's go. Don't let up. Yeah, I agree with you, Trey. The answer to the poll question for me is most definitely the offense right now. Look, the bottom line is you can't really put you can't really put a cap on how important it is that LSU is just playing faster. They're playing more freely. Also, look, the true freshman wide receivers have been undeniably good in this game. Undeniably good. So, look, the bottom line is they don't need to leave the field. They just don't. Like I always say, the best players will be undeniably good. And I understand there are some guys that we like a lot. I know a lot of you are Trey Palmer fans. He's not dressed out, but it looks like he got Wally pipped here. The same thing for Jaray Jenkins. I think Coach O has been listening to Carter the Power. Don't forget to press that like button. Man, look, there's King Robert right there. Coach O knows way more about football than I do. This team is obviously more locked in. Also, once again, this is very subjective. I'm not at the field. We don't have a Coach O cam. He does look a little bit more locked in. I was really happy to see him chew Max Johnson out when we had those play snafus and not getting the snap off in time. Coach O, this is obviously a better effort, and I do see some adjustments being made. So obviously, you know, it's wild. King Robert, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Rye. Yeah, Jermaine, it's a little too early to worry about that. We wish Andre Anthony the best, especially since Andre Anthony is one of the elder statesmen on the team. And he's got a very interesting NFL shot now because this tape has been really good. I know. I think this is probably the best comment outside of the Super Chats, of course, from Rotator C. Yeah, it's true. I just don't think TDP fits what LSU needs to do out of this offense. So, yeah, let's see. Yeah, out that boot. Once again, I know LSU had already scored a touchdown. It is important to note when your most talented players are also playing the hardest, it does rub off, right? I've always believed that. I understand that there's always going to be more vocal leaders and there's going to be better leaders. Your best players aren't always going to be your best leaders. But Derek Stingley's really quiet. You know, we never hear from him. It does seem like this is him locked in. This is not the end of the UCLA game where obviously he went in a little soft at the end of that game. Jonah, I love the pace of the offense so far. Once again, the best way to get your comments seen is obviously make sure you super chat right there like King Robert did. Glad I am not having to hold my breath. There you go. Robert, once again, our cancer warrior here, man. You know, I'm in a good mood, Logan. You know, it's been mostly bad, sad film studies and all of that until this guy named Jack Besh came along. Deion Smith's touchdown catches are by far the most impressive thing we saw outside of Jack Besh. And let's be honest, the Deion Smith touchdown catch to start the game wouldn't have happened if Jack Besh did not convert 2 different first downs. There is a reason why I had him as the best wide receiver in this class. He's just really good. Sometimes, you know, you don't get these recruiting rankings all that much. And look, recruiting rankings are mostly accurate. But the fact that this guy with the resume that he produced in college and the types of plays that he produced in college, it is absolutely ridiculous that he was rated so lowly. I'm just really glad he finally got that LSU offer. And look, he reminds you a lot of Jarvis, wearing that number 80 uniform and just making plays, understanding where the pockets are in the zone. Now, it does help out that he is filling the space and Max has been making good reads on the RPOs. That's obviously helped out a bunch. But let me ask you this. Would Cole Taylor be making the plays that Jack Bech is making right now? And the answer to that is no. You've got to play your best players. He is inarguably the second best wide receiver on this team. I know DEION had an incredible half, and it was good seeing BTJ make a good catch, and it's going to be great seeing Malik get healthy. I understand, and look, if you guys could see my inbox with all the angry Devonta Lee messages I get, you would be shocked. We have a lot of viewers in AB. It's good seeing him get catches, but Jack Bech is really moving the needle. He has been a part of pretty much every drive LSU has had up to this point. He's just special. He's really, really special. I would say hi to Tyler in Alabama. There you go. That is actually Young Booger right there, for those that don't know. Once again, if you have not gotten your Booger bands yet, 1 for 10, 2 for 15, 3 for 20. And because we're having a bunch of random breakout performances in Tiger Stadium tonight, whoever gets the next order of Booger bands will get a Jeremy Hill card. That's a good comparison right there, man. Evan Ingram was also very lowly rated coming out of high school. Boys are looking great. Plus, give me my credit. I say Anthony was going to get the first defensive TD. You actually did say that, Esteban. Are you kidding me? And look, I am not someone that wants to give Esteban credit. I've gotten to know Esteban a good little bit. Esteban, you were right. I can't believe you were right. Like, Andre Anthony's probably like 30th on the list of getting a defensive TD. Yeah, it's good. It's really good. Paris, what's up? Oh, yes, RIP Norm. Yeah, it's basically true. He's just a really smart, great player. So yeah, it should be very interesting to see what he does next. Obviously, I don't have the game on in this room right now, so let me know when the game comes back, and then and there we go. Let me see. I don't want to hear it's Central Michigan. Every analyst knew this team would give us problems. They gave Mizzou problems. McElwain coach at Florida. Yeah, and look, Central Michigan's a good team. Now, of course, some people will say, well, their travel plans were messed up. No, LSU is just playing really well. And look, sometimes you're just playing undeniably well. And LSU, once again, they are putting this beyond reasonable doubt, okay? 305 total yards to 159. It's just ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. Let's see. Where's Cole Taylor now? Is he not playing? No, Cole Taylor's getting some snaps. The Booger bands are right here. So once again, get you some, and you just email me your address, powerhourlsu@gmail.com. Venmo, Cash App, Super Chat preferred, and it is attached to our pinned post here. Let's go ahead and put 60 on them. I like it, Nick. And look, Nick, you're a big recruiting guy, so I know you like to see these true freshmen. But yeah, it is really good to actually be positive about LSU, because honestly, you got to give yourself a reason to be positive. The McNeese game was one of the worst games in the modern Orgeron era. This is completely different. Everything's faster. The communication's great. Obviously, you look at some of these other stats. LSU's only run 36 plays, and even though they gave up a 75-yard touchdown bomb, LSU's yard per play numbers are actually 4.7. So in Power 5 competition, LSU has given up 7 yards per play in 9 out of their last 11 games. Even though Central Michigan's not a Power 5 team, this is obviously really good to see this. But yeah, this is good. This is good. We got to continue it week after week, play by play. 60 minutes. Let's see if we finish strong. I would like to see a 60 burger. Why not? Or a 50 burger. But yes, Jack Bech should get the majority of the snap share, and Cole Taylor plays sparingly. And this is what you envision Cole Taylor coming to this team anyway. Not an every down real difference-making tight end, but he's having a really good half up to this point. But once again, you got to go to Dev here, who, by the way, commented on a video, said by far the best channel on YouTube. My guy Dev, with the forces, with the shape up, looking at his phone. I love it, man. Ordering his Uber. I love it. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Mississippi State is looking like a better win potentially for LSU. So once again, guys, let me know when the first half comes back. I like to focus in on you. I don't like getting games playing in the background. Yeah, this is a good question, Aaron. Last week we were talking about getting the opportunity to see Nuss. You know what's interesting? I'm glad you did bring this up. Max Johnson has put up numbers. He's put up good numbers. He's not put this up. 20 for 25, 280, 4 touchdowns, and no picks. He's also driving the football down the field. Does this make you more hopeful going into SEC play, or is it not a fair game to assess future performances versus SEC opponents? Grant, I think it is better to ask this question after the game. Once again, LSU has not been a good third-quarter team under Ed Orgeron. Let's see if we can continue it. Once again, a lot of the guys making plays out there are either first- or second-year guys, okay? They're younger. So let's not hope this gets to their head and let's, the foot go off the gas pedal here. And it very well could. It very well could, Grant. And obviously, the executioner mentality. One thing, I'm not an Urban Meyer fan. I always gave him credit, though. When he was winning by a lot, he choked you out. He suffocated you. He put his foot on your throat and didn't let up. And that's a mentality you got to have. I know it's kind of gruesome, especially for a halftime chat. And this is a family-friendly channel, but you know what I'm saying. So, yeah, I'll ask again in 2 hours. Bring it with the super chat as well. Let's see here. Yeah, Smith will replace Jenkins. It's undeniable now. And, yeah, it's going to take a while for Jeray to work his way back in. And I'm a big Jeray Jenkins fan. I'm always going to believe in him. I love his story. But, yeah, DEION, look, 3 catches for 83 yards and 2 touchdowns, averaging 27.7 yards per catch. And here's what's really impressive about DeIon Smith's touchdown catches is that these weren't catches that it was a flea flicker and there was no one 30 yards within him. No, these were get off me, and Jordan Rogers used this term, mossing somebody. He mossed him. These are impressive catches that DeIon Smith made. So, hey, I appreciate that, Paris. I love me some Blake. He's the absolute best. The game is back on. So I'll answer a few more questions because some of you don't want to stay up late until the live chat. So for halftime chat, I'll hang out just for a little bit longer. Yes, absolutely. Randy Moss style. Let's see here. Let me pull this up again. So this will be this is a good point right here. The offensive line still looks bad. That was a bad miss by Xavier Hill that should have been a safety if he would have held him. And thank goodness Jack Besh was in the region because Max Johnson panicked. That was a bad miss right there. But here's the thing. If you're throwing the football quickly, it can mitigate some of your offensive line issues, but they do need to get better. And I'm going to be interested to see the running back snap share. Yeah, Blake's a funny dude, man. I like Blake because, he's just funny. Got to pay for premium, baby. 4 scoring drives, 23.1 seconds per play. Yes, Landon, I love it, man. So, yeah, guys, we will see you after the game. Don't forget the live chat link for after the game will be right here, okay? It is. Join us. Power Hour LSU. Boom! Hey, we're doing low main tonight. Let's go. Offensive tempo is good. I think the pass game is giving Max confidence. He hasn't looked this confident all season. He had happy feet. The running game needs to get going. Starts on the line. Yes, offensive line play needs to get better.